it's not only Drew Brees. Can we agree on one of the biggest names in sports? Like, I think we can all agree that Drew Brees is kind of one of those guys, right?
NFL Man of the Year, NFL MVP. Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that. What I am seeing here, Tim, and what you are seeing here off what Drew Brees said today about kneeling during the national anthem, the reaction it got from Richard Sherman, the reaction it got from a teammate of his in Michael Thomas, the reaction it got from LeBron James, I believe makes this unique. And I don't believe you and I are going to have to parse everything. And for the record, we haven't. There's been a lot of statements out there. You and I have not had the patience. We didn't have to speak on it. Through telepathic means, you and I connected on that. To go through every statement is kind of pointless because, quite frankly, not all of them are that interesting or relevant or helpful. But the reaction sincere. But what Drew Brees is getting today makes this different. So I have the audio, Timmy. Would you? This is probably a good time to play it, right?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. So this was again an interview with Yahoo. Drew Brees spoke to Daniel Roberts. You're going to hear the question first, what led him there. The clip, Tim, just for the record, and for everyone working on Tim, the clip is 1 minute, 44 seconds. If you get the gist of what you need to hear, Tim, give a wave and just chime back in, and then we'll have the discussion. Because I don't know if we need the whole 144, because I haven't heard this. So again, this is Drew Brees. This is what has pissed so many people off in the last several hours around the sports world. And you have to do something interesting to piss people off nowadays. The bar's pretty high. But Drew Brees found a way. This was the Yahoo interview everyone's talking about. Go ahead.
Everyone is looking back now at Kaepernick's protests from a few years ago, and obviously they were always about police brutality, and now it's coming back to the fore, and a lot of people expect that we will see players kneeling again even when the NFL season starts. I'm curious how you think the NFL will and should respond to that, and of course, you're such a leader in the league. What is your responsibility as a leader in times like this for the rest of your teammates and players in the league?
Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States. I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about. And in many cases, it brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s. And everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity. It shows that we are all in this together. We can all do better, and that we are all part of the solution.
That was Drew Brees in an interview with Yahoo that was posted today that has pissed off a lot of people. Tim, I'm with you. I can't believe we're back here so soon. I can't believe it got hijacked again.
But you only allow, like, this is the part for me that is important about it. It's only hijacked if you allow it to get hijacked. And what you're doing by bringing it back to the flag is moving the goalposts once again, which was my beef with the initial concern with Colin Kaepernick when we did these shows 4
years ago.
And people wanted to have a conversation. And I'm just saying, okay, he went and he talked to a former Navy SEAL and asked him what would be the way to protest. And so you're not good with this protest and you're not good with that protest. And don't move the goalposts. leave the goalposts where they are. The only people who want to move the goalposts are the ones that don't agree with where the goalposts are right now. And I thought when we saw this one, we could just see right from wrong. And we didn't have to see anything else. But here we are again, and I'm wondering, in the moment, on a day where I didn't think we would get to, if the goalposts are going to get moved back to if someone takes a knee, even though we have seen police departments across the United States take a knee with protesters, that we wouldn't have to go through that again. And maybe there'll be enough people who speak out. And I'm okay with you evolving, Drew Brees. I'm okay with you saying, I shouldn't have said that. That was a mistake. Like Kendall Coyne Schofield did. You see the statement from Kendall Coyne Schofield?
Forgive me. I missed that one.
She at the time tweeted out, no one should kneel, disrespectful to the flag, and then said, I've learned. I learned better. And posted her own tweet.
Right.
Owned up to it and said, I've learned and we can do better. And I hope that's where we end up with Drew Brees, because otherwise you're just moving the goalposts, or you're allowing people to move the goalposts once again when the issue is not that. The issue is systematic racism. And what you were describing was what you see through your eyes, Drew Brees. And the definition of empathy or compassion is being able to see through others' eyes. And I thought NFL Man of the Year Drew Brees would be able to do that a little bit better, especially in a locker room that he shares with so many people who obviously have differing viewpoints, like his favorite receiver, Michael Thomas.
I'm floored. And we ran the Jed York clip yesterday, owner of the San Francisco 49ers, trying to track back what 4 years ago was with Kaepernick. And he did it in an ass-backwards way, saying, no one really said racism. Well, no, Jed, people did. People did. That was the whole point. A Twitter account from Washington made it into something else. But the point was what we're seeing. We're living it. We're living it. And Drew Brees like that? But Tim, you mentioned it earlier when you brought up ESPN. It's already been hijacked. What do you think the next week on ESPN is going to look like? There's still nothing going on. The NBA Board of Governors tomorrow are going to vote to come back. Huge. Major League Soccer is coming back. Huge. But what do you think the topic's going to be? And politicians will pick at it as well, like they did 4 years ago. Never mind in an election year. Because I think you and I can agree. There are going to be a lot of athletes in the National Football League come September. Because who knows what the state of play will be. And probably many more than 4 years ago, who are going to be kneeling during national anthems.
Right.
Like, let's not kid ourselves here. And the reaction I'm seeing here, Tim, from people in the game of football, his own teammates, and people from LeBron, tells me that you don't need much of any kerosene for this thing to go up inside any league, any dressing room, anywhere. Because right now, sports has been kind of on the, okay, we're negotiating and let's see where things go while the story's played out. Other than the activists and guys like Jaylen Brown and Malcolm Brogdon doing great things. This kind of infighting you haven't seen. You have a white superstar in his sport who has just been swarmed on social media by some of the biggest African-American names in sport. That conversation is not going anywhere. The other stuff, Tim, you were alluding to, I'm with you. There's a lot of empty statements out there I got no time for. We literally have no time for. We're going to break in like 4 minutes. This Drew Brees messed up. On a lot of levels, he messed up. Within his own team, within the sports community, and within a league who did not want this conversation again. You think Roger Goodell really wants this again?
No.
No chance. Incredible. Incredible.
This is it already, though. Someone and there's a few of them. Someone writes in and says, "Are you two fools saying someone who respects the American flag is wrong?" Nope. What we said was, don't change the topic. The topic is protest. The topic is police brutality and how to change systematic racism. And what you have done is you've allowed it to turn into that same thing over again when we thought we were past that. No one is attempting to disrespect the American flag or any flag for that matter. They're trying to change the way you look at them. Right versus wrong. And if you say you're not for equality, you're on the wrong side of history. Equality. That's it. That's all.